Hey guys, happy Sunday to everybody. I wanted to come on and bumped you guys, make a video that I have thought about whether I should make this video. Maybe I shouldn't say anything at all, but what I'm learning over the last couple of weeks with all of the very dramatic happenings surrounding the stolen kits and counterfeit dolls, it has stirred up a lot of emotion in our doll community. And I've been subject to a lot of being pulled by both viewpoints, both sides, if you will. And so I thought it was important to maybe come on and share some of my experience by way of sharing a little story with you about navigating the Dolly politics that occur in the Reborn doll community. So it's tough being on social media. It's tough when you make videos. It's tough when you put opinions out publicly. I've been doing it for many years now, and at times it still does not get any easier for me because I don't form alliances. I don't join sides, if you will. I stand behind my beliefs and I speak on what I feel about things. That's truly the only way I can be authentic when I make videos for you guys. However, by being authentic to myself and not choosing to take sides or join in these crusades with certain channel creators and or other collectors that share very how do I word this, viewpoints that are like they're steadfast in them and they can't see outside of their opinions, and it stems from all creators, all collectors. And what do I mean by that? So I'm going to use the most recent, very, very delicate, very sensitive topic of stolen kits and counterfeit dolls. I'm going to share a little story with you about this. So I stated in a few videos back that I would fall in the middle on this because I'm not joining the crusade of one very extreme group of people that are going after those that think there's nothing wrong with buying the stolen kits and counterfeit dolls, and they feel like shaming them, outing them, attacking them is the way. That's one side. Then we have the other group on the other side who, one, feels if they can't afford a true Reborn, then it's their right to buy a counterfeit doll. And I sit in the middle. I will not please. I knew this going into sharing my thoughts on this topic, that I knew I would not please either side, and I would be correct because there's been, of course, people's opinions out there in their videos or posts. And so I knew that going in. I have been blocked and unfollowed on Instagram, blocked on other platforms such as YouTube, or hidden by the side that feels that I should join their cause, and there's no wavering, that you can't stand for anybody buying anything that's stolen or counterfeit, and they must be outed, they must be attacked, they must be shamed, they must be named. Like, hardcore, they have that feeling, and they think that because I stand beside our artists in support of them and only will buy and support authentic kits and authentic Reborn dolls, that I need to join their cause. And I have been messaged by people because they see that I follow everybody, and I don't stop following people based on what they collect. I follow who I follow. There's a lot of people that follow me. I can't keep track. I watch what I like to watch on YouTube. It is what it is. And so by me not agreeing to join that group, if you will, that thinks that I should be outing people and going after them and being very harsh and stern with my stance on that, I have now been blacklisted by some of those people. Which I'm okay with. It's not that big a deal. I won't always get along with people, and I have no issues that I'm aware of with the people that have now unfollowed and blocked me. And then we have the other side of it, where because I spoke, in fact, that I cannot stand with people that purchase and think that there's no problem with buying the stolen kits and counterfeit dolls, I am also being attacked from that side. I have had numerous messages, including me in with what they'll call the mean girl group, because I associated with that other side, and I associate with everybody. Let's face it, I've got over 31,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel alone. I don't know everybody that subscribes to me, so I associate with everybody. And so I've been deemed a mean girl. You know, I try to respond to those that feel that the fact that I stand with our artists does not mean I stand against anybody. It doesn't mean I'm going to go after. In fact, I had made it very clear that I don't condone the bullying, the shaming, the outing, and the constant attacking and talking about to, you know, get these people to stop buying what they want to buy. You know, I don't condone that. I don't think that's okay. I've said it in multiple videos. I've stated it so many places, but I'm getting it from both ends. The reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I have heard so many people talking about the doll politics in the Reborn doll community, and yes, it exists. You know, it's quite clear that you're supposed to choose a side when these topics come up, and if you choose one side, the other side will dislike you for it. You may be attacked for it, because people are very definitive most all the time, from what I've seen over the years, on picking a side and sticking with it. And if you don't agree with somebody wholeheartedly, sometimes you just get blocked and shooed aside. Even if you didn't do anything to these people, if they don't think you are on board 100%, you're blacklisted by their small group of friends. And I'm learning, and have learned over the years, that you just can't please everybody. So how do you navigate that? Like, you know, I go about my merry way. I, you know, continue doing what I like to do. I try not to focus on, you know, these particular topics for too long, because everybody has a right to their opinion, even if it's not the same as someone else's, even if it's not the same as mine. I feel that we should, as collectors, to our fellow Reborn doll collectors, respect people's decisions, and we can have a differing opinion without attacking, without, you know, really going after someone. Like, I can truly wholeheartedly stand here and say that I believe 100% in standing behind our artists and only buying authentic. It's the only way to be. But I will not attack someone for their differing choices. I don't control them. I only control what I do, and I've never purchased a stolen kit or counterfeit doll. No matter how broke I was, in the early years, back in the day when a Reborn cost $100, if I couldn't afford it, I waited, and then I saved up my money until I could afford what I wanted. Do I have instant gratification urges? Of course. But I've never been a proponent, even when we're talking about big corporations and supporting stolen knockoff items. And that goes for watches, purses, you know, handbags of all kinds, like clothing, designers. If I want something designer, I'm going to save my money and I'm going to, you know, spend the money on authentic. It's just how I am. But it's my choice to feel that way. I can't force my opinions on everybody else. Even my very good friends We have differing opinions. That's healthy. But I can calmly talk about it, and I certainly won't block someone for not sharing every tiny bit of my opinion. I think that's a very childish behavior, but it happens. It happens. So I got mixed up in this whole stolen kit and counterfeit reborn dolls because I didn't steadfast stand with one side or the other. I stood for my own opinions, and that is truly the only way you will be able to navigate the reborn doll politics. Dolly politics is about people that tend to feel like they need to join forces or have people agree with them, and that's the only way that they feel comfortable, especially on a topic that's so sensitive. And I think that that's just not the way to go. I believe to truly be authentic and enjoy the hobby in a way that is respectful and comfortable is to do what you truly believe. And it may not be the popular choice all the time, but you don't really have to choose. You can be, believe what you believe and not have to join crusades. And that's really what it's about. Like, I've been doing this for many, many years. I've been friends with a lot of people over the years. I've fallen out with people at times. But overall, I try very hard just to get along with everybody. I want my platform and my YouTube channel, my Instagram account, I want them to be fun for people to come and visit. I don't want the politics dragged into my channel because I don't want to waddle through the mud with all the unnecessary craziness that gets stirred up with hot topics. And a lot of that is the result of people wanting views on their channel. They're looking to make money. They're looking to get attention. And I get that. I get it because I've seen it time and time again. I've seen channels that want to grow and they figure if they talk about the hot, touchy subjects, then it'll bring views. And it generally does. So you're rewarded by bad behavior, which is why channels focus on negative all the time instead of fun, positive things of just loving and enjoying our dolls. And that's really what I try to come here to do. I do talk about the heavy stuff as well because I feel like something that's important to discuss that needs to be out there so people are well informed. I will definitely discuss it. But overall, the focus for me on my channel needs to be happy, sharing beautiful dolls. That's the goal. So people ask me all the time, it's probably one of the most asked questions, one of several that I get a lot, is how I have managed to stay in this hobby as long as I have. Well, I can answer that very simply. I try to stay out of things, and I try to stay true to me. I can't control what everybody else does, but I can control my own behavior, my responses, and I choose not to get into it with people because it's really not worth it. If someone truly doesn't, agree with you, they're entitled not to agree with me, and that's okay. And I don't get mad about it. If people are respectful, and I've said this time and time again, there's a way to go about agreeing to disagree with somebody. Even on something such as stolen kits and counterfeit dolls, it doesn't have to be your job and your mission and your sole goal to basically take on this whole thing, this whole epidemic with stolen kits and counterfeit dolls. It's not our job as collectors to speak on behalf of artists. We can stand up and speak what we want and get our point across and do it in a kind manner. And we can continue to educate, continue to tell people why it's more important and so important to buy only authentic and do our part. I cannot, even though I stand very, very strongly and say I do not support anybody that buys stolen kits and counterfeit dolls. I can say that. I can show it in my actions because I will continue to educate people. But it's not my job. I have a job. I have a very important job that takes a lot of my time and effort. When I come to this hobby, I need to enjoy it. or else it's not worth it. Like, if you're always stressed out in the Reborn doll community, why would you want to come back? So making it your happy place, and however you get to that point, is how you navigate through all of the nonsense, because a lot of it is nonsense. And at the end of the day, in the bigger picture and the scheme of your doll collecting, you have to do what makes you happy. And for me, I know how to navigate based on what makes me happy. Do I stand up for causes? Absolutely, I do. But I don't do it every day. I certainly don't make my platform about that. I can ongoing stand up for that, for and against the counterfeit dolls, the stolen kits, but I have to enjoy the hobby, you know? So it's a delicate balance, and too much of anything is just, it wears you down. It wears you out. You get tired of having to deal with it. You get tired of being thrown under the bus because you didn't say something right. And, you know, it just goes on and on and on with Dolly politics. You get picked apart because you say something on camera, or you could have misspoke. I mean, we get ridiculed for everything we say. Believe me, I've gotten picked apart in many of my videos over the years, and you know what? It is what it is. It rolls off my back. I'm human. I make mistakes, and I try to always do better each time that I come on and I share with you guys. But at the end of the day, the bottom line really has to be, if it's fun, you'll stick around. You'll put up with some of the nonsense that kind of trickles in here and there. And when these big topics blow up and you see sides formed and fighting back and forth, and then it turns into who can monopolize the topic for longer than the other and get more views off of it and stir up trouble instead of finding peace. Like, you see it. It's a very typical evolution of how people work in this community. I've seen it over the years. It's nothing new. I think that we just have more people that are vocal about their thoughts and want to, you know, profit off of a hot topic. I think that's what it also boils down to, is attention and wanting to be seen and heard. And whoever shouts the loudest usually gets seen more. So it just kind of is what it is. And if you understand that and acknowledge and know that, it makes navigating how to deal with this stuff when it comes up in the future a lot easier. Does it get easy? No. I even have my moments where I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't know why I give my time to this. You know, that's happened over the last couple of weeks because I've been attacked myself for not even doing anything wrong, just for someone assuming that I chose a side that I didn't, or stood behind someone that I didn't. I will let you know that you can count on me being straightforward with you in my videos. I will share openly my thoughts if I want to talk about a topic. But I don't like when people put words in my mouth or make assumptions. That's one of the worst things about being publicly out there, is that people make assumptions about us and they don't know us. But you just have to do what makes you happy. And I hope that those that have considered leaving, or said that they were leaving the Reborn doll community because they've been mistreated and been guilty by association because they might be friends with somebody that collects counterfeit dolls. It's none of our business what other people collect. We can only put out beneficial, informative information, and if that changes their minds, great. But you can't force somebody. It cannot be forced to make someone decide something like that. They have to come to the conclusion that their minds have been changed on their own in order for them to actually want to change. By shaming, by going after people, by being mean, it doesn't get you anywhere. It just makes people angry at you. And your point is never heard. And that's all I was trying to say. And I got it from both sides. The people that thought it was fine to attack people, now they hate me. Those that think that I wasn't, you know, I guess in agreement with those that collect and want to buy counterfeit reborns, they don't like me either. So I have to stand on my own and follow my own heart, follow my beliefs. And I'm the one that has to live with my decisions. And that's all I can do. And that's all any of us can do. But I do hope that people will realize, the people that are very hurt by what's happened, even on both sides, please don't leave the Reborn doll community. It should be an inclusive place. It should be an enjoyed space. That's what we come here for, the fun of collecting dolls. Not all of us are like the few that have put a sour taste in your mouth. I think that our Reborn community is a beautiful one, but yes, you have to learn to navigate the Dolly politics of it. And that takes time to understand. It takes time. It takes years, years to figure out how to deal with it all. But if you stick around and you just kind of lay low, fly under the radar, maybe not put your feelings publicly out there if you don't want the backlash of it, also something to think about. Privately you can feel however you want, but remember one thing: when you put any opinion out publicly, it is subject to someone having a differing opinion than yours, and there could be fallout because of it, especially on a sensitive, hot topic. So I say to those that like to make videos about hot topics, pick and choose the ones you really think you should be making videos on. And, if you believe in it, stand by it. Know that you're never going to please everyone. I certainly cannot please many, though I try. And just do what feels right to you, and do what makes you happy. Like for me, this hobby is amazing. Is there shit that goes along with it? Absolutely. Every day it seems like something could pop up and be some sort of issue made with it, but you just gotta let most of it roll. You just gotta let it roll off your back. Like if someone blocks me, it is what it is. It's their prerogative. If they don't want me to see their content, it's fine. And I've just learned to move on, and I have many other people out there that do enjoy me, and I'll continue to enjoy their content, but I'm not going to stop following people. I'm not certainly going to block someone for a differing opinion. I just don't roll that way. It's just not how I am. I think I can get along with pretty much most anybody. And if you choose not to want to get along because you don't like my opinion, that is also your prerogative. And I am also okay with that. And so that being said, guys, I hope that even though it's been stressful for the last couple of weeks, that the dust can settle and emotions can kind of die down, and then we can all just get along. It's easier to get along with somebody than it is to fight with them, even if you don't 100% agree with that person. Agree to disagree. It's a very simple thing. It works wonders. And then if someone doesn't like you, move on. Best advice I can give you. If someone doesn't like you, accept it and move on and just let it go. And then get back to doing what's fun. Dollies. Look at these babies. They're amazing. And here is little Henley. And how I spelled Henley is Henlee, for those that asked. Now, unfortunately, I no longer have Mel. I wanted to explain this in another video, and I probably will go into detail, but in order to bring home Henley, I actually traded with a friend who wanted Mel. So Mel is actually in another nursery, being very much loved. And it was one of those decisions where I'm like, oh, do I do it? I love the baby so much, but I really, really wanted this baby, and she really wanted her. So it was with a good friend. So voila, we traded. So I will get into more about that in another video, I think. But I'm almost 25 minutes in, guys. So sorry for the long video, but I want to help those try to get through the navigating of the Dolly politics that seem to stumble upon us. It seems like almost always anymore in the climate that we live in. So hopefully if I've helped some people, then it's great. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you all out there, and I appreciate all the support you bring to my channel and to my other social media platforms. It is very much seen, it is very much appreciated, and I respect everybody out there, even those with differing opinions, even the folks that have blocked me. I respect them. They're entitled to their thoughts, feelings, and opinions, and that's okay. But let's get back to Dolly fun and just enjoy the hobby again. You know, that's what it's all about. It's what it should be always about, even when we address really important topics. But anyways, happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, and we will see you all soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.